This is going to be a more unusual rant about moderators. I mean, you know it's going to be about moderators, but it's different. I recently signed up for Google Plus because I figure, well, as big as Google is, they can probably afford to make a decent version of Facebook that does not intrude upon my rights quite as much. I mean, sure, they're invading every facet of my privacy and know every moment of my life, but if they don't ban me, I'm content. I figure as long as I don't believe in freedom of privacy, but I do believe in freedom of speech. Or rather, I should say, I believe in freedom of privacy, but it's not as big of a concern of mine. It's not my highest priority. So, as long as you have freedom of speech, by extension, you have enough privacy to have dignity enough to be considered a human being. So anyway, I sign up for Google Plus. Remember, this is $1 trillion company we're talking about here. NASA pays for Google to put satellites up in space. NASA buys from Google, not the other way around. So, I go to Google Plus, and what do I find? A fucking destitute wasteland. It's like there was a zombie apocalypse or something. Nobody goes there. How are you going to tell me that a fucking $1 trillion company like Google is an empty vessel of a website? That makes no sense whatsoever. How is Facebook doing better than this when Facebook has no appreciation for their members whatsoever? Invades their privacy just as much, if not more, because they're mercenaries selling your information rather than just keeping it for themselves. And on top of all of that, they delete your posts and ban you, and they just don't fucking care. Also, Google Plus didn't ask me for a phone number. Not that they need a phone number, but it's the principle of the matter. Just as Facebook doesn't need my number if they really want to track me down, but it's the principle. It's always the principle. And to my knowledge, there's no moderators on Google Plus. Or there is, but it's so fucking empty anyway, they just don't care. Because I always test the waters before I go to a forum to make myself comfortable. Before I, just lay back, chill, and start talking regularly, I first like to do some duck calls to make sure that there's no moderators within eyesight. It's kind of like, it is like duck calls. It's like hunting. I'm hunting for moderators to see if there's any fucktards that'll come and ban me later for some stupid shit. So, I see this one woman talk about gay rights, and I'm like, fags spread AIDS and death and rape. Or there's this other person that's talking about, I don't even know. I had it in my mind what I was going to say, but I don't even remember. It doesn't matter. The point is that, now I remember, burn down schools. Nothing. Not one moderator. So the only thing I can think of is it's just not active enough. And they just don't care. Either that, or because Google's more interested in just classifying you as a consumer product, it's ambivalence. It's not so much that they respect your rights, it's just that they're making money, so fuck you. Which I'm okay with, because it's still not invasive of my freedom of speech. That's all I'm asking for. If you can't manage to do that, then you deserve to die. It's that simple. You cannot be that inhuman. You cannot be that incapable of reason. I'm telling you how it is, and you don't want to see it. So, that's really all I have to say here, is that Google Plus is shit. I mean, it's not shit because of the infestation of moderator trip fags that, think they can do whatever they want, think they're kings of the world. It's not shit because of faulty programming, or, it's always glitching up and crap. It's not shit because of the member base it attracts, its community. It's shit because for $1 trillion company, it makes no sense to be this small. It's like if I were to make a fucking social network. You might get like fucking 600 people tops, and that's your social network, really? But that makes sense for me, because I'm poor, I don't have a lot of influence, I'm, not exactly well endowed. It's not like I have multiple connections the way Google does. And Google Plus has been around now for quite some time. It's had time to get comfortable, stretch its legs out, and excel and replace Facebook, but it hasn't. And I'm very cynical about anything replacing Facebook at this point. Because, I was hoping, since Facebook replaced MySpace, something would replace Facebook, because something definitely needs to replace Facebook. And I just keep hoping that all these lawsuits against Facebook will just be too much for them, and they'll have to shut their doors, and Mark Zuckerberg will put a fucking gun to his head and blow his own brains out, or take a cyanide pill, and the world will be a better place. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen, because Facebook manages to evade most of their lawsuits, and nobody's taking the initiative. No company really wants to replace Facebook, because Facebook has become so integral in their marketing schemes. Facebook is working for all companies, so it's market allocation. It's monopoly. That's why the government needs to intervene on the internet, because Facebook is working with other companies to have them all non-competitive, but still them up here and us down here. That's the difference between communism and corporations. Corporations want social hierarchy, but they don't want competition. Competition is bad for money. But if they can monopolize the institutions and secure their profit margins, they're pretty content. They get to have their yachts, they get to have their harems, their nice fine wine, whatever, and they get to live up here, and you live down here in the bottom, and you have no rights, and it doesn't matter how intelligent you are, how articulated, how nice, how positive, how much you stick on topic. If they want to ban you, they will ban you. And as you see, all the fucking Uncle Toms and house niggers they all say the same shit about how it's their right to do that. So, you know what? They should be the first ones banned. Since they love banning so much, that's why I love to flag their posts and shit. And yes, Jared the Libertarian, I flagged all your posts on Facebook, because since you think it's so within their authority to ban people, then you should be content with getting banned. Oh, you don't like it? You think it's wrong that you can get banned for absolutely any reason just because Jim Profit's a dick and flagging all your posts without good reason? Well, duh, no shit. That's why there shouldn't be moderators. Oh, what? You're upset that I made actual death threats against you, but there is no substantial proof of that because my posts were deleted by some other force, and now you have no legal justification for anything because, hey, where are the death threats? Oh, maybe that's why we shouldn't have moderators tampering with evidence. Oh, but none of that matters to you. So, it's going to take the government to do something about Facebook, or nothing's going to happen, because it sure as hell isn't going to be Twitter. Twitter's fucking 120 character limits isn't going to replace shit. Twitter is for illiterate retards that have absolutely nothing to say other than, I took a shit and this turd looks amazing, or some crap like that. I tried Twitter. It's terrible. It doesn't even need moderators because no one is going to actually say anything remotely controversial or anything on Twitter. You have nothing to say on Twitter. It is just pure... It's a clusterfuck. It's brain puke. What can you possibly say in 120 characters? And the only reason for Twitter is for advertisement. Again, capitalism. It's only for companies to talk about their new product, like Taco Bell with their Dorito taco, or, Walmart with some sale they got going on, or in the event you're a corporate-like protest group, like Westboro Baptist Church. I'm not going to lie. Just because I like them doesn't mean I deny the fact that they are reactionary and that they are more or less a corporation as far as politics goes. And they talk about where they're going to be, what they're going to be protesting, what kind of signs they're going to be holding up. But that's all it is. It's just a massive flyer. It's a flyer for different companies. And that is not what we should be asking for. That is not what we should be accepting as human beings who pay for internet, and it's the year 2012, and it's meant to expand our social horizon and our intelligence, and we're supposed to have all this information available to us, and we can learn anything, anytime, and we could learn engineering, biochemistry, we could make new friends, we could start our own business, we could do all this shit. Everything's available. Unlimited possibilities. But meanwhile, all you're using it for is fucking porn, because that's the only site that won't ban you. Otherwise, you don't have any friends. You don't have any opportunities, because they can shut the door on you at any time, and there's really no educational facilities. There is no YouTube videos that'll give you a clear and distinct explanation of computer technology or doctoring. You will not be able to excel in life just by using the internet. And you could. In theory, the internet could provide all of those things. It could provide all the classes. It could provide the social atmosphere you need to be a healthy person. But it won't do it, because people have not evolved yet. They might have evolved technologically, they might have the intelligence to have this sort of technology, but they don't have the wisdom to use it properly. That's why we are still a Type 0 civilization. That's why we're still using fucking oil and coal and not natural resources that can be recycled, or solar energy and have unlimited energy via the planet, and only have to worry about coming up with a way to excel enough power for space travel. Once we get past that plateau, there is no limit. But that plateau is a very steep one, and the only way to get past it is to get past human evil. Unfortunately, that's easier said than done. And I guess that's it.